everyone! We are working on the tutorial for the traditional scrapbooking with your silhouette. So we're going to show you kind of how you can do, we did a digital scrapbook earlier. There's another video for that if you want to check that out. Now we're going to do a more traditional style scrapbooking while using our Cameo. So this is from the January Silhouette Life Inspiration Box, and the materials that you're going to need are the assorted ribbons. You'll need some white cardstock. Go ahead and pull out your 8x8 scrapbook that was included, and then any cardstock you want. I'm going to use this paper pad that was included in the box to go with mine. So now that you have all of your materials set aside and ready to go, let's pull up our design studio and we'll show you exactly what you need to do there to work on the scrapbook. Perfect. So we have the tutorial pulled up on our Silhouette Studio. We already have the materials with everything we needed. So now she talks about how she has zero inspiration for scrapbook layouts, so she looks at Google to find one if she wants, and then she puts her own spin on it. So the one that she is showing is she's pulling over from Pinterest. She said there's probably a post about making that one, but she's going to recreate a different version in the studio. So we're going to kind of follow along with this same one. Let's see if there is a file to download. So there is. So we're going to just follow along with that. I'm going to download this one. So download. And I like to just click on it and it will open in my studio once it loads. Perfect. So now we have this. We're going to scroll back up to what she was talking about so we can follow along. Okay, so we have ours pulled up in here. She says when you look at it, you can see it's basically a bunch of different shapes, rectangles, etc., etc. So she said it's designed for an 8x8. If you have a 12x12, you can scale it to that, but our memory book we got in the box is 8x8, so that is perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide each color of rectangle apart, and that way we can cut all the colors at once. So here's what we're going to do. She sized down her page to 6x6, since that's the size paper she has. So let's do that. We're going to go over here, transform. We're going to do 6x6. I don't know what it's going to do. Nope. So we can't do that with the images inside of it because it's going to make everything that big. So just get this big outline and change that to a 6x6. Okay. So then we have that. Actually, you guys, I'm going to move everything off first. We're going to change her page setup. All right, we've got this, you guys. 6x6. Go back. 6x6. All right, so now we have a setup like that. I'm going to pull everything apart like she had in the tutorial. So we've got purples, purple, a different shade of purple, this one, reds, yellows. I'm just going to start pulling all the colors with themselves. Oh, there's the blue. Yellow. All right. Stripey. Purple. 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 Couple greens. Couple more reds. Or like a magenta, whatever color that is. Purple. Purple. All right, so then, let's see, she also pulled friends off in the purple and put the white with the white. Okay, so now we sized our paper, and then we're going to select one color to start with and move them to the cutting area. Make sure they all fit within the borders. Use 2 pieces of the same color if necessary. So I'm going to pull in the purple. And right now it's showing the print border. I don't want that, so I want it like this. So I'm going to set it up basically exactly like she has. If you have the nest, let's test out the nesting tool for those of us with Design Studio. So we're going to go over here to nesting, and we're going to click nest. Look at that. And then we'll see if we can fit this in here. We'll have to see if it'll work. Nest. Nah, it's going to move friends around, and I don't want that. I want it kept within. So it might fit right here. Let's move this one down. There we go. And I'm going to give these just a little bit of extra space since I don't need all of it like that. All right, so that's that piece, and then we'll cut it out. And she does it over for each one, but let me show you. So send, you're going to use cardstock textured heavy, like that, and 3, 4, and 30. I use cardstock a lot, so I'm not going to do a test cut. But that's what that is going to look like once you've done it. So she did cut out the bubbles for friends as well. So we'll make sure to do that. So let me show you each piece in here. I'm going to zoom out. I don't like that. What is it doing? All right. Zoom. There we go. Now we can see it a little bit better. So we have the purple. That's ready to cut. What I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out some more. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. So I have this. That's all one thing that's ready to be cut. These are all ready to be cut. So that's basically what we're going to be doing, is making a bunch of different cuts of all these colors. Once you have those cut out, then we can put together the scrapbook. So I'm going to cut these out. I'll show you, and then we will design it. All right, now that we have all of the pieces sorted by the color, we're ready to cut them out on our cardstock. So I'm going to take all of these little pieces in here, the colors that I want, and one at a time I'm going to line them up on my mat. They're 6 by 6, which is what we sized our design studio to. We're going to load the cut mat, and we're going to cut on the cardstock settings each section of the colors. So I'm going to cut all of them out, and then we'll apply them and make our traditional scrapbook. Okay, now I have all of my cardstock cut out. I resized some of the things so that they would fit the photos that I had. So I had a couple 4x4 photos. So I cut out pieces that were a little bit bigger than 4x4 so I could fit my photos. I cut out all the different lines. I did cut out the friends and the bubbles, but it didn't end up fitting what I want in this page. So you don't have to use it. You can play with it. I have my permanent adhesive and my ribbon. So now what I'm going to do is you're just going to scrapbook like you traditionally would. So I'm going to take my first big square, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of a couple of my wedding photos that I had lying around that weren't already in a frame or were weird sizes from our reception. So now it has the adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to apply it right to the little square cardstock that I cut out. So now you can see I have just a little bit of a border on that photo, and I like that. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So let's see, just applying the adhesive. And this is where you really have creative liberty. You can use the twine that we got. You could even use the glitter that came in this box. There's a ton of stuff in this box to go ahead and scrapbook the way that you want to scrapbook. So now I have my 2 photos ready, and I'm going to line them up. I just took the 8x8 sheet of cardstock from our memory book, but you can pick one of your own. You can do a different color, whatever you want. And I'm going to line them up how I want it. So I'm kind of just playing with a couple of the different colors that I cut out, trying to see what exactly I like, what I don't like. I don't know. And then I'm just going to adhesive all of this down. So like if I wanted some of this ribbon, I could do this across an adhesive. And then when you're all done designing the page how you want it, you just put it in your memory book, which is the 8x8 book that we got. So like I have the digital scrapbook page we did a little bit earlier in the tutorial, and this one will slide right in. So I'm going to go ahead and design it how I want it. I'd love to see what your guys' layouts look like. I'll post mine in our Facebook group when it's done. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy scrapbooking.